The past 22 years have been a vicious cycle for Malawian-born Duncan Tshegula. That includes a life of crime in the streets of Pretoria and an addiction to heroine and a stint in prison. Having left his country at the tender age of 13, he stayed for 3 years in Kenya, 2 years in Zambia, and another year in Rwanda. When he finally reached South Africa, never in his wildest dreams did he realize life would turn out for the West, considering the vast opportunities compared to his homeland and countries he had previously sought economic refuge in.
Nationality Malawian. I was born in Malawi, that's what I can say. I don't know where I come from. I was born in Malawi. I've been in South Africa for 22 years. I've been in Kenya for 3 years. I've been in Zambia for 2 years. I've been in Rwanda for 1. So I don't understand where I come from. I left Malawi at the age of 13. All the way on, I'm a wanderer, that's what I can say. But I settled in South Africa.
He recalls how he got hooked to drugs.
People do not understand that how people start using it's a different ways, different reasons. I had my reasons. I was disappointed by a situation whereby someone offered me a smoke, which I didn't understand what it was. Every day, because that night I managed to sleep after smoking that joint. The next morning I went back there for another peaceful sleep. That was my reason of starting. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I was smoking weed, because that time I was smoking weed. So this guy, he gave me a joint which I thought it was weed, but it made me sleep and forget my depressions and worries and stress. So the next morning I went back. That was it. It went for a week, then I started withdrawing. When I started withdrawing, the guy explained to me, the guy who got me hooked, who's a friend who offered me this joint, not knowing that I'm getting into heroin.
His addiction would spiral until he lost his house, a cushy job, car, and ultimately contact with his one and only daughter. Involvement in crime followed, with the Malawian denting his stay in South Africa with 2 criminal records. The criminal stint will continue even behind bars. He was among inmates that vandalized the old correctional center in Mabopane in 2010.
Odi prison. The time Odi prison bent, I was there. We bent that prison.
Is it?
For reasons, yeah.
Why did you bend this prison?
Ill treatment. Ill treatment, firstly. Corrupt officials. Everything was not the way it's supposed to be. People are not getting treatment, ARVs. People are not eating healthy food. Not to eat KFC. I'm talking of healthy food. Good cabbage. That's it. A fruit at least once a week for you to be healthy, because you are promised when every person can make a mistake. You can bump someone and get into prison. The reasons of you getting into prison are different. But are you being punished? What does the Constitution say? You're going to be locked up, and they're going to put a roof over your head. They're going to give you food while you're getting punished. If you are not getting that, then you are saving your civil rights to stand up and tell them that no, what you're doing to us is wrong. We are still human, because this is your human right. Medication, food, while you are locked up. And if you are not getting that, then you are not human anymore. It doesn't mean that we are using heroin or you are locked up or whatsoever, then you turn into an animal. You still remain human. You can change tomorrow and play a big role in the same society.
Tshegula expressed eagerness to clean up and reclaim his life. He is one of recovering addicts benefiting from the City of Tshwane's groundbreaking new approach to address the harmful use of substances and their impact on communities. The community-oriented substance use program is said to become a model of best effective practice in the world according to experts. Launched in 2016, it is already showing its worth. 8 sites and an additional 6 satellites in Mamelodi and Soshanguve are already operational across the city of Tshwane. To date, 2,500 people, including foreign nationals, have been enrolled, with 450 on medication to assist them reduce their usage of Nyaobe. Tshegula is testament of hope for thousands of drug addicts across the city.
Heroin is hiding a lot of people on the streets. People who are looking dead to death, but we have lawyers, engineers, you can name it. All professionals will find them on the street. These people have families, which they don't want them because they don't understand them.
Before I was employed at COSAP, I had a couple of good jobs, really good jobs. I was at some point employed at Transnet as an administrator. I was at some point appointed at Nexa as a training coordinator. I was at some point appointed at Tembisa Plaza as a center manager and a marketing manager. So I had control over the whole center. I was running a shopping center before I got addicted into drugs. I've got a project management qualification and I've got a microbiology, a BSc in microbiology.
COSAP has been implemented, we understand, but there's a lot to be done. We need a lot. Integration, because you treat this person, he gets clean, then what? He go and sit at home. He's gonna get bored. The only friends he has after the 15 years of using are heroin addicts. That's the only friends he has. He's gonna go back there. There's steps to be followed after the COSAP implementation. Not accommodation, integration back into their families, into the society which forsaked them because of their actions. I'm not saying their actions are right. These are situations which happen in life. You can't choose to be addicted. You don't have that choice. You get hooked. At the end of the day, there is hope, and it's a cry of a Helidon crying for more help, for more people to see that someone has taken one.
One of the hotspots, like Brown Street in Pretoria Central, and you listen to the stories of the guys on the street. Some of them come from very well-to-do families, very good families. Their backgrounds are very well-to-do. They are very educated. They're very smart. They're very bright. You can imagine for a guy to Zola every single day to get about 200 to 300 rands, to wake up in the morning without having anything, but by the end of the day, you would have smoked about 400 to 500 rands. You must be a very smart person to think about ways of getting money for you to sustain your habit. So these guys are very bright, very educated, and come from very good families.
Zambian-born Jacob Chanda is also on the recovery path after years dabbling in drugs.
I'm a recovering addict, and as I live in Sunnyside, I grew up in Sunnyside for some time, and then at 2004, my life took a very nasty turn, and I started using drugs. And for the past 10 years, I used, and then around 2009, I actually done my matric, but then things didn't go well since my life took a nasty turn. 3 years back, I started using equity methadone, and then last year, I actually met up with the COSAP family. COSAP family has been a great, wonderful place that actually took hold of my life, because I was actually using drugs, and then when I met the COSAP project, they actually got my life back on track, because when my life was actually a mess
He
up.
has also attended a life skills course at People Upliftment Program, an initiative offering fully fledged skills training and development to ensure independence, restoration, and true upliftment of individuals through market-related cost-effective training.
My future just keeps going well and well, because when I was using drugs, I would like take 10 steps forward and then 20 steps back. But now it's like I'm taking 10 steps forward and 10 steps forward or forward and forward. You know, it just keeps getting better. And, you know, I'm now ready for the next phase of my life. Things just keep getting awesome.
Saki Duploy, the member of the Mayoral Committee on Health, says initially he had lost hope the city would address the prevalence of drug abuse.
Drop-in center is a place where substance users who normally sleep under the bridge or in the bush can come and see normal way of life. So they come here once a week to this drop-in center and they come and just chill here. They stay here for the day. In the morning they get coffee. Sometimes they go out, they clean up streets and they do something, they get paid for it. But they relax because there's a shower where they can shower. There's no shower under the bridge.
In the same river that runs north, at a lower point, is where they're doing their cooking and their drinking water. If we can just do the mind change, where we can swap the two around.
There's a place where they can wash their clothes, and in the afternoon they get food. They get a meal until about 5 o'clock. During the day they watch DVDs or they listen to music. It's a place. Everybody talk about a place away from home. This is a place away from the bush, like home. And it happened that some of these guys who often came here since this is real life, this is an alternative, and they've decided to quit using drugs and they're back into normal life. And we'd like to set up these drop-in centers throughout the city. There's only about 3 or 4 now, but we'd like to set up one near each of the COSOP centers because it's an essential part of the rehabilitation of the people out there.
I'm not saying their actions are right. These are situations which happen in life. You can't choose to be addicted. You don't have that choice. You get hooked. At the end of the day, there is hope, and it's a cry of a Helidon crying for more help, for more people to see that someone has taken one step, help us to take the second one. That's mainly what